at the Midtown Art and Ornament. And tonight, playing Rosalind is Beth Marshall. And playing Celia is Brenda Mason. Playing Orlando is Patrick Reynolds. And our musical director and music composer is Rich Gentry. And let me just kind of set up the scene here. This is Act 1, Scene 4. And Rosalind and Orlando have fallen in love at first sight, and they've escaped to the forest to protect their lives. And Rosalind has disguised herself as Ganymede, a man, for protection in the forest. And they have she met up with Orlando in the forest and decided to play a trick on him and teach Orlando that he's not really in love with Rosalind as Ganymede by playing Rosalind. If that makes any sense. It's very confusing, but anyway, this is the scene where they're meeting and Orlando is coming for his first lesson to learn how not to be in love with Rosalind, and he's late.
Why? How now, Orlando? Serve you such another trick. Come in my sight no more.
My fair Rosalind, I come within an hour of my promise.
Break an hour's promise and love. He that will divide a minute into 1,000 parts and break but a part of 1,000 parts of a minute in the affairs of love, it might be said of him that Cupid hath clapped him over the shoulder, but I warrant him heart whole.
Pardon me, dear Rosalind.
Nay, and you be so tardy. Come in my sight no more. I'd as lief be wooed of a snail.
Of a snail?
Aye, of a snail. For though he moves slowly, he carries his house on his head. A better jointer, I think, than you make a woman. Besides, he brings his destiny with him.
What's that?
Why, horns, which such as you are fain to be beholden to your wives for. For though he comes armed, and with his fortune prevents his wife from slander.
Virtue is no horn maker, and my Rosalind is virtuous.
And am I your Rosalind?
It pleases him to call you so, but he hath a Rosalind of a better leer than you.
Come woo me, for I am in a holiday humour now and like enough to consent. What would you say to me I were your very, very Rosalind?
I would kiss before I spoke.
Nay, you better speak first. And then when you gravel for lack of matter, you might take occasion to kiss. Very good orators they are when they are out. They will spit, and for lovers lacking, God warn us. Matter, the cleanliness shift is to a kiss.
How if the kiss be denied?
Then she puts you into entreaty, and there begins new matter.
But who could be out being before his beloved mistress?
Marriage should you, I were your mistress, or else I think my honesty ranker than my wit.
What of my suit?
Not out of your apparel, and yet out of your suit. Am I not your Rosalind?
I take some joy in saying you are, because I would be talking of her.
Well, in her person I say I shall not have you.
Well, then in mine own person I die.
No! Faith, die by attorney. The poor world is almost 6,000 years old, and in all this time no man has ever died Vindelis in a love case. Troilus had his brains dashed out with a Grecian club and did what he could to die before, and he was one of the patterns of love. Leander, he would have lived many a fair year, hero had turned none, if it were not for a hot midsummer night. For good youth, he went but forth to the Hellespont to wash himself, and there he was taken by the cramp and was drowned. But the old foolish chroniclers of that age found that it was Hero of Cestius. But all these are lies. Men have died from time to time, and worms have eaten them, but not for love.
I would not have my right Rosalind of this mind, for I protest her frown might kill me.
By this hand, I swear, it will not kill a fly. Come now, I shall be your Rosalind and more coming on this position. Ask me what you will and I will grant it.
Then love me, Rosalind.
Faith, Fridays and Saturdays and all.
And wilt thou have me?
I.
Yeah.
And 20 such.
What sayest thou?
Are you not good?
I hope so.
Why then can one desire too much of a good thing? Come, sister, be the priest and marry us. Give me your hand, Orlando. Say what you will, sister.
Pray thee, marry us.
I cannot say the words.
You must begin. Will you, Orlando?
Two. Will you, Orlando, have to wife this Rosalind?
I will.
I but when?
Why now, as fast as she can marry us?
Then you must say, I take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
I take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
I might ask for your commission, but I do take thee, Orlando. For a girl goes before the priest, and certainly a woman's thoughts runs before her actions.
So do all thoughts, they are winged.
Now tell me, how long would you have her after you've possessed her?
Forever and a day.
Say a day without the other. No, Orlando. Men are April when they woo, December when they wed. Maids are May when they are maids, but the sky changes when they are wives. I shall be more jealous of thee than a Barbary cock pigeon over his hen, more clamorous of thee than a parrot against the rain, more newfangled than an ape, more giddy in my desires than a monkey, and I shall weep for nothing like Diana in the fountain. And when thou art inclined to be merry, and I shall laugh like a hyena when thou art inclined to sleep.
But will my Rosalind do so?
By my life, she will do as I do.
Oh, but she is wise.
Or else she would not have the wit to do this. The wiser, the waywarder. Make the doors open upon a woman's wit, and it will out at the casement. Shut it, it twill out at the keynote. Stop it, 'twill fly with the smoke at the chimney.
A man who had a wife with such a wit, might he not say, wit whither wilt?
Nay, you might keep that in check for when you met your wife's wit going to your neighbor's bed.
Haha, and what wit could wit have to excuse that?
Marry to say she came to seek you there. Oh, you cannot take that woman's tongue unless you take her without her answers. Oh, that woman that makes her fault her husband's occasion. Let her never nurse a child, for she will breed it to be a fool.
For these 2 hours I leave thee, Rosalind.
Alas, dear love, I cannot lack these 2 hours.
I must attend the Duke at dinner. By 2 o'clock I will be with thee again.
Oh, go your ways, go your ways. My friends told me you'd prove as much. That flattering tongue of yours won me. 'Tis but one cast away. And so come death. 2 o'clock is your hour.
Aye, sweet Rosalind.
By my troth, and in good earnest, and may the gods mend me with all the pretty oaths that are not dangerous. If you break one jot of your promise, if you come 1 minute behind your hour, I will think you the most pathetical break promise, the most hollow lover, and the most unworthy of she that you call your Rosalind, that you may be chosen down by the gross bands of the unfaithful. So, beware my censure, and keep your promise.
With no less religion than if thou wert indeed my Rosalind. Adieu.
Oh, time is the old justice that examines all such offenders, and let time try. Adieu.
You have simply misused our sex in this country. We must have your jacket and pants plucked over your head and show the world what the bird has done to her own nest.
Oh, cuz, my pretty little cuz. Didst thou know how many fathom deeply I am in love? My affection knows no bottom like the Bay of Portugal.
Rather bottomless, that as fast as you pour affection in, it runs out.
No! That same wicked bastard of Venus that was begot of thought, conceived of spleen, and born out of madness. That blind, rascally boy that abuses everyone's eyes because his own are out. Let him be the judge of how deeply I am in love. I tell thee, Eliana, I cannot be out of the sight of Orlando. I shall go find a shadow and sigh until he come.
And I'll sleep.
And that was Guerrilla Theater and David Luby here. That was really good. David Luby will tell you a little bit about it here.
Yeah, it's every weekend, every Friday and Saturday through May 1st. Begins this Friday, April 2nd. Or actually, when this airs, it'll be April 6th. So, but every weekend in April, Fridays and Saturdays, Midtown Art and Ornament, 39th and Main, Kansas City, Missouri. 4718 for more information. Come support live theater.
And thanks a lot, Dave. That was not only well acted, but well directed. All right, now here we are with the amazing Trust Obey. Hey. everybody. How you guys doing? You playing anywhere soon?
No.
Well, you got any recording plans?
Yeah, we have lots of recordings. That's the recording guy. He's
Yeah, This is a new recording that just came out called Hands of Ash, and a new one coming out pretty soon called Hands of Malice. Also working on some soundtrack material for a film called The Crow, to be released by Paramount Pictures this October.
All right. Let's hear it again for Kansas City recording and film stars, Trust Obey. Coming soon to a theater near you. And coming back a little later on. All right, now we have David Dryden.
Hello.
And Linda Dryden. And Jennifer Littman. And I can't read the cue cards from here. Hal, you got to hold those right side up. Okay. And now you all have a new fanzine out?
Yes, sir. It's called Alternative Consumer Report.
Alternative Consumer Report.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what kind of, is it everything, like art and music and just art or just music or just anything or everything?
Well, it's we're just reporting on aspects of culture that have largely been ignored by the major media in this city, and music, records. Like we'd like to do a feature on Trust Obey, for example. There's books.
Well, hey, they're right over here. You can
like books and film.
Film? All right. So how did this all come about, the fanzine thing? Anybody?
Well, David and I have been wanting to work on a project together since we got together, and that's been, 5 years now? And we'd have individual things going, and this is something that we felt that there was a need for in the city, and this is what's happening with it. We're also going to be having some comics in the magazine.
I love comics.
Yeah, the first one is Barbed Wire, Dream Hell, One Woman's Story. And there's also going to be a piece on the kitchen that's opened at Java Gaia. I don't know if anybody's been down there yet to take advantage of that.
A kitchen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're serving food now.
For free?
No, but it might as well be. The prices are really good, really right.
Oh man, that sounds great.
Yeah, I think they're serving from like lunch from 11 to 2:30, and then dinners from 4 or 5 until closing, which is now 3 in the morning.
So they could be open eating. We could go eat there right now.
Yeah.
Well, no, I guess we can't. Hey, and so what is your involvement with the magazine, Jennifer?
I'm the word police.
All right. Spelling checker?
Spelling check.
Editor? I guess that'd be editor, wouldn't it? Or what is it?
She's definitely in the front seat with us.
I'm the one with the computer.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. That's good. It's very essential too, because, man, So how did you? When is this coming out?
April 1st.
April 1st?
Yes,
come on, it's not some sort of an April Fool's joke.
No.
Okay. Because, we're like Dear Abby. We get all sorts of fraternities, come up here, they try to pull a prank or something, No. So what are some of the examples of like maybe some of the articles or things that you have in the first ones?
We have an interview with Jimmy. He does tattoos over at Grimm's.
Oh,
and
right.
had him on his show.
Yeah, had him on the show.
And he's doing the cover for it, which is he should be finishing it up tonight.
Is he going to tattoo it? Or, no, I guess you can't do that.
No, he's going to put it on paper. We're going to print it.
Yeah, but he could use a tattoo gun to like go...
Yeah, I guess he could.
No, but yeah, we had him on the show. He's an excellent artist, so that's going to really look kick-ass. Can we say that? Hal? Okay. So, and you've been around the scene for a long time.
Yeah.
Seen a lot of crazy stuff, huh?
Yeah, I have.
A lot of like, crazy shenanigans and stuff. Like, remember the time that Paul Estepard danced around the keg of beer?
I remember a lot of Paul Estepard stories. I remember when he fell off the wall at the Oasis.
Oh man, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Or the bottle rocket incident.
Yeah, I remember the bottle rocket incident, yes.
That was good. But back to the fanzine. Who's the artist with the comics? Who does the?
Well, I'm
Linda.
doing the first one.
Really?
Yeah. I
All
think
right.
there's not enough. I don't think there are enough women that are doing comics, and if they are, they're hiding them. So.
Well, no more of the hiding.
No way, Jose. No.
Does it have a central character or something?
Barbed
Can you
wire.
Can you tell us a little bit about?
Well, this is basically the beginning of the story. Barbed wire was a role model in the 50s and 60s for little girls, and they made her into a doll.
Wow.
And anyhow, they decided she was developing too much of a mind of her own, and the government abducted her, drugged her, took her to the Ozarks, and forced her under the influence of horrible drugs to make Tacoma pottery. And there's an earthquake, and it renders all of the Ozarks, well, incapacitated. There's really nothing happening. It was such a large-scale earthquake.
Didn't that already happen?
Yeah, but it's going to happen again, of course, you know.
Well, this is
It's
why we have the
activity.
story. It did happen already.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so, and it's going to be her adventures in trying to gain her rightful position back as the real barbed wire.
All right. That sounds really interesting. So it has a local flavor kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think
And
any little
conspiracy.
girl would identify with barbed wire.
Does she misspell any of the comics on the barbed wire or anything?
Haven't seen them yet.
She hasn't
Oh,
seen it yet.
okay.
No. Jennifer is really playing an important role with this. She was also assistant editor on an architecture magazine in New York. So we rely on her heavily for her expertise.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So what do you do in the magazine? You write the stories, you sing the songs?
Yeah, sing the songs, none of which are in the magazine. But yeah, I just will write a few reviews and
Really?
editorial.
Who'd you review so far?
Casper Brotzmann, he's a guitarist from Germany. There's been no media attention on this guy. Of course, he's only been in the United States one time and performed in San Francisco and had no other dates. So I feel he deserves a little more attention than he's received.
That sounds great. Any other reviews?
There's a review of the new Joe Coleman book. He's a painter. It's mostly paintings. He's also a performance artist, and just.
Oh right, I like that. Performance artist.
It's interesting.
Remember that one guy who stuck pins through himself or whatever? You ever see that guy?
Stellark or Fakir Musafar.
That's really weird.
They both do it. Yeah, Joe Coleman, he used to strap firecrackers, or actually more high-powered explosives, to his chest and crash parties.
And insult the guests.
And
blow himself up on
usually
his exit.
in
Well, I always do that every Saturday night. What's so spectacular about that? Well, thanks a lot, you guys. Hal over here is giving me the signal. It's time to go, unfortunately, because I could sit here and talk with you all night long, I swear to God. Look for the fanzine. It's called
Alternative Consumer Report.
And it'll be
available at Spiny Norman and Java Gaia at April 1st.
All right. Thank you very much now. And here's Trust Obey.
You're talking to me! You're talking to me back!
Thank you, Trust Obey. Pat and the rest. What's your name?
John.
John and
Brett.
Brett. Thanks a lot. Come back next month. We'll be here. And good night.